How you doing, folks? I'm Dan from TheBreakdown.org, and I am sitting here with
Frankie Palmieri
from Emmure. We're in Houston, Texas, sitting on a bus, hanging out real quick, trying to get out of the rain.
Oh yeah.
First of all, thanks for being with us. How's the tour been so far from the different places y'all stopped at?
Well, I mean, it's not like it's places we haven't been before, but to be with those people again was definitely a big deal for us, because Warped Tour audience is a culmination of all the hard work we've done over the years, and our fans are the reason we're here today. So getting the chance to be with them all these past 7 days of Warped Tour so far has been amazing.
When you go out to shows like this, and you said that you've been to a lot of these different places, do you see people who have come out to the band and people that you recognize in the city and fans and stuff before?
And I try my best to keep in touch, remember everybody, and always it becomes more of a challenge because so many people make an impact. So many people make an impact on you, and so I try my best to remember them all. But yeah, there's definitely familiar faces that keep showing up, and I'm always so privileged and happy to see them.
Yeah. So how did you guys come together? You guys are from New York, Queens, New York. So how did you guys all come together, and how did everybody meet?
Basically, I was in a bunch of bands when I was really young, from like the ages of like 14 or even younger to like 16, 17, and then none of the bands kind of worked out where I was from, so I decided I was gonna travel to be in a band.
Right.
And led me to, and let me just say before I finish the story that this is before MySpace, this is before Facebook, back when there really wasn't social networking sites, period, and basically, I met these kids on a message board who were from Connecticut, and we traded MP3s. Those people aren't in the band now, but during that time, my guitar player Jesse, he lived really close to me, and I really wanted to be in a band with him because I've always been a fan of his work, things that he was doing, on his own with his bands in the neighborhood or whatever. So getting the chance to bring him to what I was doing was definitely a big part of the reason why we're here today. And basically over time, we just became this unit. Mark followed soon forth, and he's actually from Connecticut, and our drummer Mike and our guitar player Mike, the Mikes, they came in last, but I mean, what you have right now is the truest Emmure lineup.
How was the support that you get from back home, and you're like, hey, I want to be in a band, I want to start touring and stuff like that? How are your friends, your family, are they supportive, or are you second guessed, and what kept you pursuing, hopefully doing this if this was your goal?
I don't think I really even thought of it as a job ever. I kind of was I just wanted to be on a microphone, really. I was I just want to be up there and be able to just express myself the one way I really feel is calling me, and so that was really the drive the whole time, which is I want to do this. I don't know where it will take me. I don't completely understand the feeling and why it's so heavy on my heart and my head, but I'm gonna follow through with it anyway. And obviously there's people who are gonna be naysayers, and whether it's your parents or your friends or whoever it is, or even strangers, it's just
So what kept you going through that? What keeps you motivated?
I think it's just, honestly, my whole life I've just tried to at least follow a good feeling, if you really feel something feels good to do and it's good for you, you should probably follow through with it. It's really definitely a very rare and special thing for someone to have a passion, and like you said,
to have something come out of it, kind of a product to come out of it.
For sure, but I think that I kind of made it a plan A and never really turned back.
That's cool. Well, so out of that, you said this is really what you wanted to do, and there was nowhere else that you were ever going to go. That there was no plan B. Is this what you expected it to be? Is the music scene?
No, not at all.
Tell me, the highs and the lows of it. What's better and what's worse about it?
I definitely didn't. I honestly never thought of being on tour. It didn't even cross my mind that so these I have to go and and I'm very young at the time. So I have to realistically go everywhere and maybe play at some the back of a tattoo shop somewhere, and maybe someone will watch my band. I gotta do that, and we did that. Our band, we've seen it all, man. We fucking eaten every kind of plate shit they can serve you. You know what I mean? And
just to make it,
and it's just to continue to push. I think at the time, I know for me at least, it was I wouldn't stop. There's no way I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna keep going and doing this, because this is the only thing that feels right at this time, you know. And obviously you go through a lot of ups and downs, and I mean, when I was young at the time, so I mean, I've been touring since I was 18, so I've done the road for about 6 years now. And in between me being on tour, especially when I was younger, like, you know, you work shitty jobs, you try to make up for all the fucked up things you do because your parents, you know, are not feeling you. And I mean, I'm just a regular ass kid, you know, just
are there still goals that you want to? I mean, you said maybe you could have never pictured this however many years ago, but then after you've been doing this for so long, what keeps you wanting to do this? I mean, obviously you enjoy this. Does it become a job, or is it still something you enjoy?
I thirst for like just like the whole aspect of like promoting and constantly putting yourself out there on like an artistic level is like the biggest thing for me. Like I could never stop doing that. Like I will always be like doing something creatively with myself because that's just how I work. You know, I just don't have any other kind of passion in life except to continue to create.
Okay, so that passion to create, are you constantly writing new music or lyrics? I mean,
it never ends. It never ends. It's a constant evolution of oneself, I think, you know, with anything. If you're really inspired to do something, whether it's skateboarding or whatever the fuck you don't, it never stops. It's always in your mind. You're always in your head. You're always thinking of the next thing you're gonna do. It's really not. I think basically, if it's not organic, it's not natural for you, then you shouldn't do it. But if it is, then definitely keep going.
What are the plans for the band after this? You have Warped Tour. What are the plans later in the year? Are you writing new material? Where are you going to be touring at? What can fans be looking forward to?
Basically, yeah, we're gonna finish Warped Tour, and then we're gonna record a new album, which we've been writing for a while now. And yeah, after the album out, basically go on the road, man. Just keep going. Honestly, like this is not something we've put like a date on. This is not something we've like been scheduled to do. I think we've literally been steadfast in the past 6 years, just nonstop putting ourselves out there. And you know, like there's a lot of people who are, you know, welcome to join the wave, and that's really it. I think that honestly our band's delivering something to the world that people are really lacking right now. It's authenticity.
What kind of things do you have time for things outside of being on tour and things outside of music, sports, hobbies?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think that as you get older, I mean, at least for me, I don't know if this maybe is something that like everyone does through life, but I mean, you grow up and there's certain things you take with you and certain things you don't. Yeah. You know, like at this point in my life, like I'm starting to like throw out a bunch of shit I had and get rid of like shit. I don't even know, like stacks of like magazines I've collected from other places and like things that, I mean, I guess I'm just really not a sentimental person, but I like knowing that the things that I enjoy will always be instilled in me. You know, like I don't have to like have a fucking box with it written on it to know that like that's what I love, you know. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. I mean, I'm a big like Street Fighter fan. Like basically like Street Fighter is, but I would say one of the biggest parts of my agenda, you know, in the world. There's something about the community and the scene and the game that's been with me my whole life, and you know, I continue to be a part of that, and that has nothing to do with music. And
right.
Like I said, I just think that like, you know, there's certain things that will always follow me through life. That's one of them. You know, I try my best to give back to the music industry by like, you know, helping bands that I think are important, people listen to and stuff like that. So I started an imprint. I manage bands, and I mean, like I try my best to be a part of everything. I think that if you're going to do anything in life, it should be done, you know, to its full extent. So I'm trying to spread myself as far as
you can. Cool. Hey, well, we appreciate you being with us.
For sure,
we appreciate you talking with us.
No problem.
And this is Emmure. This is Frankie.
Frankie Palmieri.
Yep. And so check them out at Warped Tour the rest of this year. Afterwards too. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you guys later. Peace.
Bye.